evening, City Council, Chief of Staff, Julie Waitoko, City Attorney Steve Hitchcock, City Treasurer Stacy Page, Administrative Assistant Ann Lammers, and audience. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is August 12th, 2019. Madam Chair, roll call was taken at our special meetings earlier, and we do have a quorum this meeting. All members are present with the exception of Councilman Barton. Tonight's regular meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. Number 4, chairperson's report. Number 5 is the mayor's report. 6 is the clerk's report. 7 is the attorney's report. 8 is the treasurer's report. 9, public comment. 10, unfinished business. 11, new business. 12, communication. 13 is warrant 19-15. And number 14 is adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda. But before we do that, I apologize. Just have a note here that we need to strike 5C. Is that correct? Okay, I'm sorry. So we're going to strike 5C. So we will amend this agenda. So I'm asking for a motion to accept the amended agenda with striking agenda item 5C.
So moved to accept the amended agenda, striking section 5C.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Webb to accept the amended agenda, striking out item 5C. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Approved.
Agenda item 2A for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on August 5th, 2019.
So move for August the 5th, 2019.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth and it's been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe to accept the minutes from the regular meeting held on August 5th. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Sustain.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Approved.
Item 2B for approval are the minutes from the special meetings that were held on August 5th, 2019. There were 2 closed session meetings, one at 6:30 and one at 6:15 to discuss attorney opinions, and a study session at 7 o'clock p.m. to discuss the City of Romulus Capital Improvement Plan.
So moved for approval of minutes from the special meetings held August 5th, 2019.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe to accept approval from the minutes from the special meetings held on August 5th, 2 closed sessions, and 1 study session at 7. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe? Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda this evening. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to say a quick shout out. We want to just keep our chairperson in prayers. He had the loss of his sister in the last week, so we want to keep him lifted up in prayers and their whole family during this very difficult time. And on that note, I want to turn it over to Councilwoman Webb, please.
Thank you, Ms. Chair. I'd like to make a resolution if I can get support for Yvonne Barton Penn. Support. And I will read a portion of the resolution. Whereas the people of the City of Romulus was truly saddened to hear of the passing of Yvonne Barton Penn on August 8th, 2019. And whereas Yvonne earned a master's degree in nursing and was in the healthcare field for over 30 years in New York before moving to Michigan to work closely with her brother at Barton Cablevision. In her spare time, Yvonne loved traveling to Acapulco, playing cards, and going to the casino. She was also a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority And therefore be it resolved, the honorable elected officials of the city of Romulus express to the family of Yvonne Barton Penn their heartfelt sympathy and deep realization of the loss they have sustained. Be it therefore resolved, this memorial resolution shall be presented to the family of Yvonne Barton Penn.
Thank you, Ms. Webb.
You're welcome.
So, a roll call, Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say motion by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Williams to accept the resolution from Ms. Barton Penn. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, approved. And then, one other additional thing, I just want to do a quick note, regarding one of our businesses here in the city of Romulus, our brew pub on the Goddard Artesian was listed on Detroit's top breweries. I just want to give them a shout out today. Even though it's not in the city of Detroit, they had another listing for other breweries outside of the city of Detroit. So I do want to just give them a quick shout out for making that list. So, and they're here in our city of Romulus, so great job. And on that note, that's all I have for this, for the chairperson report. Can I get a motion for that?
Chair, I'll make that motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Approved.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, City Council and City Clerk, City Treasurer. I am pleased to report or provide the mayor's report this evening. Before we get into his action items, if we could show our videotape of some of our upcoming events. Roger?
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Dancy. Here's what's going on around Romulus. Reminder that our farmers market season is still underway every Wednesday now through September 25th at the Historical Park Pavilion from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our final movie in the park is this Friday, August 16th, featuring A Dog's Way Home. Join us at the Historical Park. Concessions open at 8 p.m. and the movie will begin shortly after 9. Join the Romulus Historical Society for their 40th anniversary celebration this Saturday, August 17th, beginning at 2 p.m. in the Historical Park. This is a fun-free family event. There will be snacks, beverages, live music, free face painting, balloons, and more. Historical dress is also encouraged but not required. The Final Sounds in Downtown is next Friday, August 17th, from 7 to 9:30 p.m. with Tequila Mockingbirds, featuring former Romulus band teacher Mark Fernandez. This is Romulus Alumni Night, so please wear your maroon and white and show your Eagle pride. St. John's Lodge, number 44, will be having their annual Back to School Youth Day, Saturday, August 24th, from noon to 5 p.m. at the Coleman Center. Hot dogs, hamburgers, and drinks will be provided. Backpack giveaway begins at 2 p.m. Next up, we have events from the Romulus Public Library.
Hi, I'm Jessica Wilhoit, the Assistant Director and Youth Services Librarian at the Romulus Public Library, here to tell you about our August programs for youth and teens. On Tuesday, August 13th at 4 p.m., we have our summer reading program finale, The Pool Party at the Rack. On Saturday, August 17th at 2 p.m. is our Lego Club. See if you can complete our monthly challenge or just build something of your own.
Hi, I'm Jake Rainicki, Adult Services Librarian at Romulus Public Library, and I'm here to tell you about the adult programs in August. On Thursday, August 29th at 6 p.m., we'll have Joe Grimm, author of the Fago book, discussing the company Fago and everything Detroit about them.
Here's an exciting announcement from Recreation Coordinator Tanya Cofield.
Hey everybody, mark your calendars for this coming Monday, August the 19th. We're gonna have our grand reopening at the Boise Parkway. It's called Walk, Talk, and Play at the Boise Parkway. And bring your tennis shoes, we'll have light refreshments. This event will take place on 4th Street, right off of Martin and Hirsch Streets. Festivities will start at 6 p.m. promptly. See you there.
Now here's Bob McCrate with our good news of the week.
First, we'd like to congratulate everybody involved at the 3rd annual Romulus Relay for Life. It took place a couple weeks ago. The event raised almost $50,000 for the American Cancer Society. For those who want to get involved, visit them on Facebook, as they are now voting for the official t-shirt design for the 2020 relay. I also want to talk to you about our local event. Our 4th annual Roman Chrome was last week. It was a huge success. I want to thank everybody who contributed and helped support Roman Chrome this year. This is our 4th annual event. For those who don't know, it's a poker run around the city where we have classic cars and motorcycles. There's 3 objectives for the event. First and foremost, we want to raise funds for our local veterans in the community. We also want to make people aware of our local businesses, and we also want to create a fun community event. Local stops of people who supported the event were Blue Sky, Artisan Reserve, Walters, Wild Willie's, Playoffs Bar, E-Course Market, and also new to the event this year were T-Rex Arms in Van Buren, AM Leather in New Boston, and also the Avenue in Wayne. We also want to give a big shout out to our guys over at the VFW 9568 for hosting Burgers and Dogs and running the grill after the event. So come on out for us next year. We're always the second Saturday in August, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Thanks, everyone. Remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website for more information. Have a great night, everybody.
Just want to say thank you to everybody for that great update. It was a great week here in Romulus. Before I get into the mayor's action items, he did wish for me to mention we have 2 very important birthdays this week here in Romulus, and he asked me to extend happy birthday wishes to Councilwoman Abdo. Her birthday is on Thursday, and also our city treasurer, whose birthday is on Friday. So happy birthday, ladies. Okay, our first item this evening is RFP 1819-10. And it's the Energy Savings Performance Contract, which we spoke about earlier this evening during your study session. As a reminder, this phase there would be no cost incurred to the city of Romulus during the audit phase process. And so the request would be to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the audit portion of the energy efficiency program with Johnson Controls Incorporated.
Madam Chairman, I'll move for RFP 18/19-10, the energy saving program contract.
Support.
Okay. And it's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe to enter into the RFP 18/19-10 energy savings performance contract. Any discussion?
Yes,
Ms. Webb.
through the chair, if I may, and if the maker of the motion would include with the amended completion date, I will be fine.
Certainly.
Okay. Those noted. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. And our last action item this evening is a request. This is for cement work that had to be done at Fire Station Number 2, and it was a request to waive the bid and bonding requirements based on, as we discussed with some of you folks today, was just additional work that was determined when they were out there completing the project. So with your concurrence, the request would be concur with the administration to waive both the bidding for the front apron repair project at Fire Station Number 2 and the bonding requirements due to improper cement base and drainage discovered during the approved cement project in the North Bay at Fire Station Number 2.
Through the chair, if I may,
Ms. Webb?
I'd like to make that motion to concur with administration to waive both the bidding for the front apron repair project at Fire Station Number 2 and the bonding requirements due to improper cement base and drainage discovered during the approved cement project
Support.
in the North Bay at Fire Station Number 2, because I have given some employees headaches in regards to this, but this was something that was unforeseen and they had to complete the project. And there's nothing that we can do about that.
Support.
Thank you.
It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Abdo, to concur with administration to waive for both the bidding for the front apron repair project at Fire Station Number 2 and the bonding requires due to improper cement base and drainage discovered during the approved cement project in the North Bay at Fire Station Number 2. Any discussion?
Yes.
Ms. Williams, I'm sorry.
Yes, I would like to know, why are we waiving the bonding requirements for the cement work? Isn't the bond issued to guarantee the work is done properly?
So if this had been a regular bid, had we known that the project was going to be over $30,000, it would have been a bid, and a bond would have been required at that time. In this situation, you have an approved contractor that you approved. That was a selection that you did also by bid, and the work was not to exceed that amount. So therefore, when they got in and got working on the project, realized that, it's an older building, and realized that there was some improper work that had been done in the past. There was an additional cost which put us over that $30,000 threshold. That's the reason for the request. Otherwise, yes, absolutely, we require a bond when we do a bid.
Okay, so you're saying that you're asking us to waive the bond issue. I get it with the bidding, but you're asking us to waive the bond issue because of work that was done prior?
Yes, that apron was probably put in probably the 60s, yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All right. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council, and that will conclude the mayor's report this evening.
Number 6 is the clerk's report. 6A for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 1920-04. This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of August 5th, 2019.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion for Budget Amendment 19/20-4.
Support.
It has been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for the second reading, final adoption of Budget Amendment 19/20-04. Any discussion? Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6B for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 1920-05. This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of August 5th, 2019.
Madam Chairman, I'll move for second reading, final adoption of Budget Amendment 19/20-5 for the library fund.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for the second reading, final adoption of Budget Amendment 19/20-05, Library Fund. Any discussion? Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6C for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 1920-03.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 19/20-03.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for the second reading, final adoption of Budget Amendments 19-20/20-03. Any discussion? Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And the last item on the agenda under the clerk's report, 6D, and this is a public hearing request for Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. And this is Scannell Properties LLC located at 6999 Cogswell Street. And this is an application for an ITF exemption certificate.
So moved, Madam Chairman, for a public hearing on Tuesday, September the 3rd at 6:30 p.m.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for the public hearing request for Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. Scannell Properties, 6999 Cogswell Street, application for ITF exemption certificate. Any discussion? Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. That concludes the clerk's report. Number 7 is the attorney's report.
Good evening. I got two items before you. One is a number of agreements that were originally executed with regards to Metro World Center. It was a project conceived in around the year 2000 area, and nothing was ever built consistent with it, but there were a number of documents that were signed and recorded with the Register of Deeds. There's now a new owner, Ashley Capital, and they're asking that we consent to the removal of all of those documents from the title, that any new development wouldn't be consistent with those anyway, and those were specific to a development that was planned at that point in time. So request tonight is that you agree to the mayor and the clerk executing the documents to terminate these various easements and covenants and conditions that were placed on this property.
Through the chair, if I may.
Ms. Webb.
I'd like to make that motion and approve the recommendation of these documents to the council.
Support.
Okay, it's been motion by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Abdul, to approve the documents, termination agreements, Metro World Center, easement, covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Any discussion?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes, I would like to the attorney, do you have anything in place of that, or you're just getting rid of those restrictions? There's nothing.
There's nothing in place of it now. I mean, obviously, if a new developer came along and
Okay.
talked to us about a project, there probably would be
Okay.
restrictions done at that time.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdul?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Second item, I had talked to you before about an initiative for legislation that the clerk had received a petition on with regards to recreational marijuana establishments within the city. And as you know, you had previously adopted an ordinance in which you agreed to prohibit any such establishments. And for the reasons set forth in the resolution, which are based on my review of it, that it's not clear that the recreational marijuana ordinance requirements for petitions would apply to this particular petition where you already have an ordinance in place. Secondly, this petition does not purport to be one that is trying to repeal the existing ordinance that you already have on this subject. And if this doesn't comply with the Michigan Marijuana Act for recreational marijuana, then it would require, under the charter, 6% of the registered voters at the mayoral election. There are not that many signatures on this petition, so it becomes critical as to whether that act would apply. That act provides for 5% of those who voted at the last gubernatorial election, so different measurements. And there's also some question about the circulation of these petitions and representations that were made to potential signatories. So for all those reasons, I'm asking in this resolution that you concur with me and we return the petitions with an explanation, and wait to see what the person who filed these, if anything, wants to do with it. We did discuss before that if this ends up in some litigation, there could always be put on a ballot at a later time if these points that I'm raising here are found to be within the rights of the petitioner to do it in the way they did it. Then it'll be put on the ballot at that point in time. But until then, I think we need to, my recommendation would be that we challenge the petition based on these issues.
Madam Chairman, I'll move that we pass a resolution to adopt the opinion of the Corporation Council that the ballot initiative regarding recreational marijuana is illegal in its form.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdul, for adopted resolution for the opinion of the corporate council that the ballot initiative regarding recreational marijuana is illegal in form. Any discussion?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
I spoke with the attorney earlier. You're saying your opinion. Did you get any opinion from the state level or from anyone else? I'm looking at this and it's saying that you're not for sure if it was enough signatures.
Well, no, if it's 6% is the requirement, there were not enough signatures.
You're saying if, but being the city attorney, bringing this back to us, that should have been all checked out. You should have the exact number that's needed. You should have whether you're saying that the petitions were, or the signatures were collected as if they wasn't telling the truth. I don't agree with that because you don't have any documentation that says they, under false pretense, got the signatures. Another thing, We discussed this issue in a closed session. Why is it that it's all over town about this particular issue? It was confidential. So why is it that this was discussed at a Minister Alliance meeting, encouraging the ministers to get with their members against something that the residents signed?
I have no idea.
I mean,
'cause
you say you
I
don't
didn't
know,
talk
but
to anybody
when
other
you-
than council and the mayor on
When
this.
you say it's confidential, isn't that confidential?
It's supposed to be. Everything we discussed in the closed session should have been confidential.
Any other discussion?
I wasn't finished.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So what I'm saying is, we can't hold different ones to different standards. If it's confidential, what we discussed in a closed session was supposed to stay in that closed session until you actually bring it to us tonight. Why is it being discussed? And so I asked you to look into that, ask questions, why was it being discussed outside of who was in that room on August the 5th? I'm seeing if he,
I took a note on that. I'll follow up on that.
and just to speak my opinion on this, when the residents of the city, when the mayor brought it to the council's attention to put the police and fire millage on the ballot, and the residents came out and said, hey, look, put it on the ballot, we want to be able to vote. To me, this is no different. We should not be sitting up here because we don't like a certain thing saying, no, we don't want to put it on the ballot. If this city end up getting sued because we are using our own personal opinions about how we feel about something, it's going to be against every last one of you that's against it, because I'm not. I'm not going to go against the residents for what they believe and what they went out and they got signatures from the residents. Regardless of how they got them, it should be the state attorney general or the election bureau that says it's illegal or they're not going to accept it. Not your opinion, and when you're not even for sure of your opinion. I'm done.
Yes, Ms. Abdo?
In our study session, I believe that we said that we would just check the legality of this, and then we would put it on the ballot. So this motion is to check the legality of it. It isn't to deny it. We were just taking the steps to make sure all the ducks are in a row. Am I right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Somebody will
Somebody-
undoubtedly
Yeah, we
raise
aren't
this.
denying putting it on the ballot.
And-
We just want to have it in a legal form.
Correct, they could resubmit. in
That's
correct
what
form.
Les brought up to us, if I remember correctly. Okay.
As I said, it's still, the attorney came back with his opinion, Ms. Abdo. So regardless of how you want to reword it, this is his opinion that is illegal in form. That's his opinion. And if he checked like he said he was going to check, he would know if all the signatures was legal, if they got them in the way that they should have got them and not misled the people in having them to sign it. So, you know, you can run the vote.
Okay. Mr. Wadsworth?
Oh, I had a comment, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll just vote yes. Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
positive, yeah.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
No.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 8 is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, chief of staff, clerk, deputy clerk, audience, and our city attorney. I have 3 items under the treasurer's report this evening that I'm asking for approval. So the first item would be for deposit and place program rider to the investment advisory agreement.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to put in place a deposit in place program rider to the investment agreement.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo for put a deposit in place program rider to the investment agreement. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Webb?
No.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. And for item B, investment approval again for investment management agreement with Robinson Capital.
Madam Chairman, I'll move for the investment management agreement, Robinson Capital.
Support.
It's been supported, motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for approval of the investment management agreement with Robinson Capital. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
No.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you again. And finally, approval for resolution designating Robinson Capital Management LLC as a depository.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion for the resolution designating Robinson Capital as a depository in which the funds for the city of Romulus will be deposited.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo for a resolution designating Robinson Capital as a depository in which the funds for the city of Romulus will be deposited. Any discussion? Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
No.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you again, council, and that is it for my report.
Number 9 is public comment. And this is the portion of the agenda for those of you who are in the audience and that would like to address city council. You can find the rules to address city council on the back of your meeting agenda. If you would like to address city council, please raise your hand and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name and address. Please note that you have 3 minutes to speak and any additional time would be upon consent of the chairperson. I do have 2 written requests.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Clerk?
That's okay. Our first written request is from Robert Hood.
Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me speak in front of you. I love living in Romulus. It's a great town. I have some issues here that I would like to deal with any of the city council members that would like to bring it up with me. I believe it's a little too long to bring it out in front of us. I've met, I believe, Mr. Wadsworth before. He's a great guy. He gave me a good piece of advice. He said, get my butt to the city council meeting. Here I am. And I would like to also just go over this. I don't believe I should bring this out in front of the TV. If we just do it on the side, I would really appreciate that. And I would just like to say, I'm an ex-Marine. My brother's Marines were Vietnam veterans. My uncles are Korean War Marines. My father's a World War II Marine. My grandfather's a World War I Marines. Great-great-grandfather, John Bell Hood General. That one I applied for. And I just like to, Mr. Wadsworth, or I can't see very well because I'm going blind. This is my last shot here to kind of address any of these issues. And I live over on Superior Street in the west end of the city. And if you could appoint somebody to me, I'd be more than honored. That I can't see very well, but that young lady that just spoke about marijuana issue, she's a warrior. I'd want her on my side any day of the week. And I appreciate it very much. And I just really, I want to address the marijuana issue. And I just gave you a little background on me. I have 3 types of cancers, Agent Orange. And my outlook isn't good, but I plan on outliving everybody in this room. And they gave me 4 months to live 6 years ago. And I ain't giving up on nothing. And addressing this marijuana thing, they couldn't do nothing they released me from University of Michigan Hospital. They had me on morphine, Oxycontin, all that stuff. None of that stuff did any good. They hooked me up with a doctor, got me some of this medical CBD stuff, and I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. So I know that's just one little story of and the whole process. So just take that into account when you make your decisions on some of these things. And I would appreciate it. So I'm gonna go take a seat, and if somebody can appoint.
Kind of rough for a second. What we were talking about tonight about marijuana does not affect medical marijuana at all.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did.
Okay, I want you to understand that point.
Okay, I just caught a little tidbit of it, and I'm sorry, but I just wanted to give my background, just a little bit of information.
I know who you are, but
the whole thing is all about. So
if you don't want to talk about your problems publicly, then we would direct you to go to the administration and start there.
I have done that, and they've requested me to this is where I ended up with, so I just,
So
I
can you
love
hang
this-
tight until after the meeting with, yeah, can,
I'll-
you're gonna
I'll sit
stay here?
back
Okay.
Like I said, I'm kind of blind in these lights. I can't see nothing. I just see images. So if you just come point,
Yeah.
grab me, and I'll be more than happy to.
Okay,
All right,
sounds
thank
great.
you very much, and I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, Mr.
Next written request is Crystal Price.
Ms. Price.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Price, can I ask you before you get started, will this, will you be addressing the things you talked about last week?
I'm not, I'm not going to, no, because I requested a meeting, so
Okay.
I'm hoping that tonight I can get that meeting as soon as possible.
Okay,
about
so
it.
it's not regarding what we talked about last week?
Yeah, it is, in a sense.
Okay,
But
because
this
you know,
is-
okay, because you know we got your packet of information.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we did
yes.
receive that, and it's still under review.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm here today, because, last week when I was here, I requested for a meeting, to petition, to meet with city council, to go over this situation, regarding my vehicle. And, first of all, did everyone receive their packages?
Yes.
Okay, so, I'd like to know, when we can meet to resolve this issue.
Okay.
Time is of the essence. I am here with my son tonight, and this has been going on too long. It's been going on since late last October, the removal of my vehicle unlawfully, and I wanted to bring to your attention tonight the documents that I have here. And the reason why I'm here tonight is because last week, as I stated, Mr. Hitchcock, the city attorney, did give me a letter stating that the City of Romulus Police Department did not direct the removal of my property, but my car and my property in question, and therefore has no record to provide us, as none were created. And I brought this there are 7 police reports that I need, that I'm asking I'm asking for an investigation.
Okay,
into
Ms.
this
Price,
matter.
can I ask you this? Is those documents part of the package we got? Because.
It was kind of, when I sent you guys' packages,
It's in the packet.
It's in the package, so.
It's in the package,
Yeah,
right,
we're
okay.
reviewing that, so we're
Okay,
gonna review
so-
all that. So can you give us time to review that?
Yes,
And then
yes,
we'll get back
but-
with you?
no, yes,
Because it
yes.
was extensive.
yes, it is extensive, but it doesn't have to be extensive.
Okay.
If I can get a meeting with
Okay.
city council to sit down and run through it, it's not hard. I don't need you guys to brainstorm it.
Okay.
It is what it is. And, I sent you, video, audio, pictures, documentation, and I hope that your documentation came to you in a PDF, because that's what it was intended for a PDF.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that that's, how it was.
So yeah,
presented.
give us time to review that information, and then we'll get back with you regarding next steps. I'm sorry.
This thing, she's asking for a meeting, so
Yes.
shouldn't we set up a meeting with her and then we can
Yes.
go over this instead of keep putting it off?
Yes.
I think people wanted to kind of read the information that was given in the package. It was kind of big, so they kind of wanted to go through it.
You can read it.
Well, the most
Yeah.
important thing, I pulled it out of my packet and I had just got it today. And I do see on May the 6th, where the city attorney said the police department was not responsible for having her car towed, nor did they create any documents. Then there's the other documents where they say, yes, the police department did. So, and I asked this when this first came to us. Let's prove that the police department, our police department, didn't have anything to do with this. And here it is, months later, and we still going back and forth where, yes, they did, no, they didn't. So, yeah, we need to meet with her.
Okay, so Miss.
Okay, through the chair, first of all, we do, after tonight's meeting, we have 14 days before our next meeting. Okay, so that should give each one of us sufficient time to go over this. Secondly, I cannot call this. I cannot call an executive session, of which I would want as a council member. Only the mayor pro tem can do that through the mayor's office. But I feel that an executive session is required here only because of the city business and the city and the police. So I don't know how the mayor's office will handle that through our deputy chief and then our attorneys here. And then Mr. Barton with his sister passed and he's not here.
And
But
yeah.
with you standing in as the chairperson, then that should be your call.
Yeah, and so, like I said, give us a chance to review. I know the packet was thick. If you can give us a chance to review it, we do convene. We got two.
I can understand what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying very
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Okay? But the bottom line is, I'm without a vehicle, okay? I've been without a vehicle since last October.
And Ms. Price,
just
no, I hear
please.
you, but
Yeah.
we went through this last week too. So that's why we're very clear. We're very clear. So that's what I'm saying. Just give us a chance to read through the information, and then we can reconvene with administration or whoever and come back with a meeting date, okay?
Okay, but she's saying 2 weeks, 14 days.
Up through the chair, if I
Ms.
may.
Webb.
I'm gonna say this one more time.
Excuse me, Mrs.
No,
Mrs.
I was-
Okay, I understand you asked for the chair, but you don't have to talk like that to me, okay?
Oh, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my colleagues.
Okay, because
I'm sorry.
yeah, I just feel like you're
Oh, no.
doing something personal or something. I don't know, but okay, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no, I was just repeating myself to my colleagues that we do have sufficient time. We have 14 days to go over this packet. Let us get that done. We have our attorney here. We have our chief of staff here. We have our vice chair here. We need to call an executive meeting if my colleagues will go along with it, but I can't call it. Only the mayor pro tem through the mayor's office. Instead of keep repeating to Mrs. Price that we need time, no, we need a date for an executive
So
session.
the thing is that if we need to get an executive session, there's things on the books that we need to get with the administration on so we can see when we can schedule that.
Yeah, that's
so,
what I was saying.
So yeah, can we just give us a date so we can get with administration and see what the calendar looks like and we can set that date?
Okay,
But-
I respect that.
yeah.
I respect that totally, but do you understand what I'm saying? I came to you guys
No,
back
I
in
get it.
November, and like, this
Yes.
is 14 more days. That means 14 more days that
We're
I
not
have.
saying 14 days.
no,
I just need to wait after this meeting to get with Ms. White Toko and see what the calendar looks like so we can set up a date. We got to see because there's study sessions for the schedule for the next several weeks. So we just need to see where the opening is to set the date and the meeting. That's all I'm asking. Can we set that, please?
I
Madam
Yeah,
Chair,
if we
if I-
could.
Madam
I'm sorry,
Chair.
Ms. Abdo?
I have a,
Okay.
I did read through most of the packet. I just have a question. Is this still being litigated in the 34th district?
No.
They've given their, I was trying to follow, well, you did go to the 34th district court, right?
I went to the 34th District Court and against JT Kova. I have a lawsuit filed against them. That doesn't have nothing to do with what we're doing right here.
yes, it does.
How does it not? I'm not trying to be offensive.
It doesn't because I'm dealing with them over there. I didn't come here. Please don't put
Okay.
the two together. That's
Gotcha.
civil. What we're talking about here today is criminal. There's a difference because my vehicle has been taken from me
Okay.
unlawfully with using fraudulent Romulus police documents. This makes this case civil. I mean criminal. Okay, no more. We can't keep.
Is your lawyer pursuing the criminal?
It doesn't matter who's pursuing it.
Well, I just wonder where we are with the courts.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm trying to resolve this before you.
Okay.
This is what I'm trying to do. I don't even have to come here. I've had enough. But
Okay.
I'm coming here out of the respect. I'm still homeless. I am still vehicleless. And my things were destroyed. And I go, no, you saw the pictures because if Alan sent you guys the documents, you clearly saw the pictures how they destroyed my things.
I did, I saw it.
Okay? I'm just saying what's
Yeah.
happening over there at 34th District Court is totally separate from what's happening here. I'm talking to you guys about these documents
Okay.
that your guys'
Okay,
officers
Ms. Price, we're gonna
created.
have Ms.
I have a
Roscoe.
comment on the paper that you just give us. It says on here, and this is a comment.
Yeah.
It says Romulus Police Department Private Property Impound Report.
Yes.
Person requesting private impound, 34th District Court.
Now, look at that's the reason why I gave you the paper. If you would look at
I
the.
understand.
No.
You need to take this up with the
No,
court.
no, no, if you look at the first paper where it says the dispatch, it says COVA, the complaint is COVA. If you look at the dispatch, and the
I
reason
see
why I
that.
gave it to you,
We cannot help you with this. This is a court matter.
excuse me? Excuse me?
We cannot release your car to you. You have, this
Excuse
is
me.
a court matter.
This
that
is-
you have
okay.
going on with COVA.
Mr. Chair, the only reason why I gave you this, and this is the whole purpose why I gave it to you, is because I just wanted to bring this to your attention. On the dispatch paper here, it says COVA, the complainant is COVA, and the time is 13:43. Then when you turn it to the next page, the request for impound, it says 14:52, which is a difference of an hour, and it says 34th District Court. There's something wrong here. This is why I was saying this has to do with the city because you guys contract COVA.
Ms. Williams?
Can we just move, as we said, to see if administration would be willing to?
If I could respectfully through the chair, a request of the council chair to schedule an executive session would be handled through the city clerk's office. So absolutely, if that's your wishes of the council chair
Let's do that.
to
Let
do
us
that, that's how it is
Crystal.
handled,
Thank
just
you.
for the
Yeah,
record.
and then we can move on, yeah, because we have all the information. I know I gotta go through it, so, can we do that, Madam Clerk? So we'll get with you later. So, yeah, if that's, we're gonna set up a meeting.
The clerk will contact her, right?
You know,
Can you contact Ms. Price once we get that resolved?
Once a date is
Yeah,
scheduled.
sounds good, thank you.
Okay.
Any other public comments? Mr. Miller.
She needs to go to a higher.
Charles Miller, St. Aloysius Street. First off, let me say that an attorney's opinion is an attorney's opinion. They're fought over in court every day because there's two different opinions on two different sides. Having said that, we find ourselves in an unusual situation tonight because we have neither a mayor nor a mayor pro tem. And along the way to Mayor Pro Tem Barden, I wish him the best in his unfortunate circumstances. Having said that, let me move along here. For a long time, I've had a concern over the decorum or the protocol of these council meetings. Members of the council, I draw your attention to the charter of the city of Romulus. The specific section I draw your attention to is section 5.4, duties of the mayor and the mayor pro tem. I'll read you the section because I know you don't have it with you. Section 5.4, which is on page, or it's 19. In the case of absence or disability of the mayor, the chairman of the council shall perform the duties of the mayor during the period. Then it goes on to talk about the length of time of the duty. But I want you to take a look at the fact that words have great meanings. They're important. That's why they're used and looked at in great detail. The word absence, the definition of the word absence is a state of being away from a place or person. It in no way, under that, says the length of time, even though, thank you, Mr. Wadsworth, I knew you'd have it. Although it does go on and talk about 30 consecutive days and issues of that, but a state of being away from a place or person, that's exactly what it means. It gives no time or no time frame. This means that when the mayor is absent, the mayor pro tem takes his place. That would be Mayor Pro Tem John Barton. We find ourselves in an unusual circumstance tonight, and that's because both are missing. But nowhere in this charter Does it say anyone but that elected official can sit in that chair when they're missing? Now, if Councilwoman Talley was to be in that position, and it does not speak to that, to be quite frank about it, you would still have a quorum. So if there was stuff that needed to be done, you'd still have the ability to do it and pass it in a proper fashion. So, as we continue, now, whether the mayor has a specific reason other than possibly personal as to why he does not appear to have confidence in the duly elected John Barden, I cannot speak to, nor shall I. Now let me turn to section 2.4, which is important, very important. Bear with me, please. Section 2.4, that deals with violations and punishments of violations of the charter. All violations of this charter or any ordinance shall be punishable, unless otherwise herein provided, by a fine not to exceed $500 or imprisonment not to exceed 90 days unless the court wants to increase it or decrease it. Here's the thing. This is an unusual circumstance, but this charter has been violated for a very long time. And no one sitting up here has had any interest in bringing about the way it should be done. I have great respect for the chief of staff, but she is not supposed to be in that chair. Now, what that brings, the conclusion I have for this is this. The charter is archaic. It's antiquated, archaic, and it's out of form to the circumstances that we now find ourselves in right now. Because there's nowhere within this charter that speaks to the fact that Councilwoman Talley is supposed to do that. So we have an unusual circumstance, and we also have a charter that doesn't speak to it. I appreciate your time, but let me say one more thing. And this is very important in my opinion. With the continued undercurrent of corruption, with allegations from court employees of theft of $3.4 million, with investigators from Michigan Supreme Court and others, mind you, this is the Michigan Supreme Court's information. This council should rein in this charter problem, because sooner or later, somebody with enough money in their pocket is going to come and file a lawsuit. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Any more public comment?
Ms. Talley, I just want to respond to one thing, and I'm not defending Mayor Burkroft being here tonight or not being here tonight, but under 5.3E, it says that he may attend the council meetings and participate if he wants to. So the mayor is not required to really be at a meeting by charter. And I'm not defending that he's here or not here. Okay, well.
Any more comments? Madam Clerk, you want to close that out?
Number 10 is unfinished business. Number 11 is new business. Number 12 is communication.
Okay.
Ms. Williams.
I was gonna ask Ms. Webb, since she knew all about the charter, do you know anything about the old charter, the new charter?
What he read,
You read it?
excuse me, what our former Councilman Miller read was correct. What my colleague Councilman Wadsworth stated is correct. But to add to that, not only the mayor, but the treasurer.
Yeah, may I say that?
The treasurer as well. The only one required from the administrative standpoint is our city clerk. And Us 7, of course.
Okay, Ms. Abdo. Communication, are we in communication?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just wanted a quick comment. Councilwoman Webb is absolutely correct. It does not require me to sit up here.
Unless.
Yeah, unless, if I would like to sit up here. So I choose to sit up here so that way I'm involved and familiar with what's going on in the city. So that's why I choose to sit up here.
Excuse me, Ms. Treasurer. That's not the language in the charter that you choose to set up here because you want. He just stated what the charter says. It does not say, but you can come if you so choose. You come if we choose for you to come, other than when you are to give a report. It's the same as our mayor. And I'm not picking on you, but I was asked a question, what did that charter state? And I'm just saying, it says the same thing that it says in regards to the mayor. It says to you, but you don't have a choice if you don't have a report. If we don't want you here as a legislative body, then we will send you a letter or a note saying there's no need for you to be here. But if you have a report, just like you did this evening, of course we want you here. And our mayor as well.
Under communication, is that what? I would just like to send prayers to Monique Talley and her mom and her family. Please keep them in your prayers. They are really need a prayer at this time.
I'm good.
Okay, oh, Ms. Abdo.
Yes, just a reminder about the Romulus Historical Society anniversary celebration. That is Saturday, August 17th, downtown at the Romulus Historical Park. So please come out. It starts at 2 o'clock.
Communication?
Number 13 for approval is warrant 19-15.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we support warrant 19-15 for the following amounts. General Fund, $172,363.69. Major Street Fund, $9,566.77. Local Street Fund, $33,217.86. Public Safety Fund, $21,614.18. Cable TV, $87.34. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $7,200. Oakwood SAD, $278.58. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $87,085.80. 9/11 Service Fund, $10,478.80. NARC Forfeiture for the state, $911.72. Library Fund, $8,726.28. DDA, $39,475.17. Tifa District 2, $23,111.11. Court Building Construction Fund, $1,008,657.39. Binding Road Extension, E-Course Construction, $2,505.50. Water and Sewer Fund, $668,964.83. Motor Vehicle, $21,635.91. Technology Services, $5,660.80. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $232,062.74. Revolving Fund, $15,174. Payroll Fund, $220,588.32. Total of all funds, $2,589,366.79.
Support.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Webb for the approval of warrant number 19-15. Checks presented in the amount of $2,589,366.79. Any discussion? Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And number 14 is adjournment.
So move to adjourn.
Support.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Webb to adjourn the meeting. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned.